And what a leg here by Stephen F. Austin. Paul Martin
Just shouldn't
came
even
through.
shake your hand. Thought you were the homie, still don't know me. It's so evident.
Welcome back, Sooner Nation, ladies and gentlemen. This is the AnythingOU Podcast and the Chris and Drew Show. I'm your host, Christian Williams. I got my main man, my co-host, Mr. Drew England. Drew, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Always fun to get on again and talk a little Sooner athletics. So I'm excited.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our boy, Mr. Paul Martin. He is on the indoor men's track team at the University of Oklahoma. Just recently on February 11th, 12th, at the Texas Tech Shootout, ran a 50.05 in the open 400 meters. Paul, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm excited to have you on. Get to talk about some track. People don't know I'm a track guy.
Yeah.
And I was born to run. So I'm gonna jump right into questions, man. A lot of people do not get to see the side of recruitment of track. And like you were saying before we started the recording, you went to Stephen F. Austin and transferred here. Just kind of talk about how your initial recruiting was from out of high school, going to SFA, and what ultimately brought you to OU.
Out of high school, I only had 2 offers. I wasn't a big recruit, and it was pretty tough getting recruited because you got so many guys who already been getting looked at since freshman year, and I just started my senior year. So I'll say once it got to region, I made it to regionals and finally got looked at by my coach from Stephen F. Austin. And then he had just gave me a little offer, and I just jumped on it because I actually didn't know what I wanted to do, like as far as sports. Like I was a basketball guy. But after that, I had ended up attending the SFA. And then I'll say my first year I did pretty mediocre. And then COVID hit. So I took that whole time to train. And I was I was a 50-point guy, and I got all the way down to 45 in the 400.
Whoa!
Yeah, and then I was running the 400 hurdles, and I really didn't even train for the 400 hurdles, but I got all the way down to 51.0. But I could have went to nationals, but I dropped it for my relay because I knew our relay had a big shot, and I ended up dropping it, and we got second at nationals.
You in the mile relay?
Yeah, I was second leg.
Second leg? Man, I was opener. I hated it. You'd sit there and you were like, I don't want to go. And then bam, you're like, shit. I got to go.
You got to get it out the way.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, that's awesome.
After that, I'll say after nationals, I knew it was time to kind of spread my wings and go somewhere bigger. I needed a bigger platform to because I was there already running fast times, but since I was at a smaller school, no one ever just seen us until we got to the bigger platform and did what we were doing the whole year. So that was just another reason.
Yeah, I was recruited by a couple of the small schools like D3, D2s. Before Tarleton went to D1, I was recruited by them. Love Coach Poser. He's a great guy. And UMHB called, and I was like, no, I'm not paying to run. You got me messed up. No.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
Yeah. So you said you're ready to spread your wings. How did you ultimately land at OU?
I had coaches was reaching out with me as soon as I got in the portal. I'll say it was Virginia Tech, UT, and it was a few other big schools, but I had ended up trying to get into Virginia Tech, and some of my credits didn't transfer over. So he talked to Coach Langford, and he was like, yeah, I want you to be somewhere because you need to be on the track running. And he had ended up reaching out to Coach Langford, and Coach Langford and me chopped it up, and then I ended up coming out on a visit, and I enjoyed it. It was like everything that I needed and wanted in a program. And I'm a boomer now.
Yes, sir. Sooner. So I have one thing that I do want to ask you. It's a question and a hypothetical question. What is your expectation for yourself and for the rest of the season? Like, where do you want to take yourself when it's your senior year, last meet you got to run? What is your expectation for yourself? It can be times, anything you can think of. And then if you meet your expectations, where do you think it'll take you?
One, I'm not a selfish guy. I'd rather see I want to be a team. Like I want a relay more than individual status. So I want to take any relay, whatever I'm on, take it to the top and win. And should we win, it's really going pro. I'll take a shot at going pro because I can see myself going pro. It's not hard.
That's the attitude I like to hear. You're not selfish, but you're confident. I love that.
Would really love it if you ended up in the Olympics. I think that would pop the old podcast off pretty good. We were like, hey, we knew Paul before he was in the Olympics. So, yeah, that's our boy right there on TV. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would make it. Get me there. That would make us day ones, right?
Yeah, that would. I'm going to have to get back on the podcast again.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. We'd love to see that.
So one of the things, we've had a couple of big football players on, like Dimitri Flowers, an old football player, Zach Sanchez, another old football player. And we haven't gotten the chance to ask anybody else outside of football. What is a day in the life of a D1 athlete for you?
I'm going to say it's pretty hectic, very busy, like Monday through, I want to say Saturday. Monday, well, every day, every other day you'll have weights early in the morning, 6, follow with breakfast, and then class in between, and then you'll have like probably an hour or two outside of class to do what you want to do, and then you got practice. Well, treatment, then practice, because it's always good to have preventive maintenance, like always take care of your body. So after that, after practice will start around 2. I'm a hurdler, so it starts at 2, and then it rolls over to 3:30 around with the longer sprints, and then that'll roll over to 5. And then after 5, it'll be like, I'll say treatment again to make sure like I recover good. And then back home, I got 2 dogs, so I take care of them, make sure they get, eat right, had them going on a long, low walk because they've been inside for quite a while. And then after that, it's just eat, sleep, repeat until meet day.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Hey, so when you say, preventative maintenance and treatment and stuff like that, what does that look like for somebody who may not know, like us and being an athlete and stuff like that? What are some of those things that you do to get your body ready and to keep it maintained through the season and even, after practice and stuff like that?
Okay. Well, it'll be different for certain athletes depending on the injury. But if you're just a guy who doesn't have injury, you would just go in, get a simple flush, as in like, you'll get like cups on your quads, like suction cups, or you'll get like massaged out, just making sure like certain things don't break down on you. Like,
hey, real quick, Sooner Nation, those cups suck. Just want to throw that out there. Yeah. They're not fun.
Yeah.
And if cups don't work, you got to get needles, and that's a lot worse.
Mine was always my go-to after I was a football player and stuff like that to keep those legs right. We did the old school ice baths, man, and I was a little crazy because I loved them. Everybody else was like tiptoeing in the water. I was just like, all right, let's get down in it. I'd get up to my neck and loved it. So yeah, maybe I was a little crazy, but I anything to do to keep the body get the soreness, everything out of there. I was all about that. So
yeah, that's right there. That's my last resort.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have to be messed up to hop in an ice bath. I have to be in pain. So that leads me to my next question. As far as when you were in high school and even SFA, did you do anything else besides the 400 and the relays, or as far as field jumps, pole vault, maybe anything?
Oh nah, I was strictly a hurdler, but the more he started to see me like progress, he started throwing me into other events as far as like the 200 and I'll say the 800, and then I'll do like a 600. He began to throw me inside the 100, but it was like time. As time went by, I never had enough time to actually do it.
For sure.
But yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah,
no, for sure.
What would you say your favorite event is?
My
There's
favorite
nothing like
event.
the mile relay, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the 4.
The mile relay, like I cannot explain to you. Like, think about, Drew, we're down and we have one final drive to go win the game. That thump in your heart that you feel the whole time, that is the mile relay. That is what you feel until you take off to go run. Like, it is unlike anything I've ever felt before. And I did it from freshman to senior year and hated it.
Yeah, I would probably do it one time and then I'd be like, I quit. I'm done. Let me just do like 10, 12 seconds of burst, go back to a huddle and call it good.
Like, the physical aspect wasn't that bad. And hopefully Paul can agree with me here. The physical aspect wasn't that bad. It was straight mentally that just drained you.
And now I can't agree with you actually because like it's not hard anymore. It's like when you get to like when you pass that first threshold, like it's just a cakewalk.
It's like you hit that wall, and then once you break through that, then I felt that in certain things that I've done. Obviously, I've never ran a mile or anything like that. You know, I've just done it for fun or in PE class when I was younger or something like that. But I couldn't imagine, you know, finding that within yourself and then and training your body, because that's essentially what you're doing is training yourself to mentally break through that. And once you get through there, it's like a second wind almost, you know?
Yeah. It's the practice. Just know the practice is like 10 times harder than the actual event.
Wow.
So if you can make it through practice with Coach Langford here, you can run about anything on the track.
So you don't. It has to be different from a D1 level, and just you got something to run for, because nationals is a huge deal. When you go into those mile relays, I'm talking about before, because I was the same way when I was running. Once I got past that 300 mark and I had 300 meters left, man, I was good. I was taking over and I was winning. But for me, it was before, just standing there waiting for the gun to go off, that I was like, man, like just like pop the pop gun already, man. Like you're taking way too long.
Yeah, that's the mental part. That's something that I train myself for, like outside of training. Like, you got to be there. You got to just want it before the gun go off, or before that meet day, or before practice start. You got to wake up with it on your mind. If you don't, then you're already losing, psyching yourself out.
Yeah, for sure. What would you say so far? It can be in practice, you know, like personal growth. What has been your biggest accomplishment at OU? And also, what was your biggest accomplishment in high school?
Biggest accomplishment in high school, I wouldn't say it was an accomplishment, because I didn't get to where I wanted to be, but I made it to me falling at regionals. That made me like a lot hungry. It made me want it more.
Okay.
So I'm kind of glad I failed. Like that made me like better.
Cool. I have to ask this because I just thought about this. I'm sorry if like I was interrupting right here, but did you ever run against the White Lightning?
The White Lightning?
Yeah, that kid that went to Georgia that broke a ton of records at state.
The White Lightning. He go to University of Kentucky?
No, he went to the University of Georgia.
He went the White Lightning.
Dude, you probably ran against him. He was the white kid that ran like a 9.9 in the 100.
The White Lightning. Nah, I don't think.
Sounds like a white lightning 9.9.
I'll drop some clips in the video, Sooner Nation, so y'all know what I'm talking about. But I have to believe that you ran against him at Texas. Really, something. He would have been a little bit older than you. It would have been like your freshman year, but you might have saw him.
Freshman, I could have. I don't think, because I only did hurdles my freshman year.
Okay.
And then freshman year, it was the COVID year, so we didn't get to run outdoor.
Right. Yeah, I had to ask that because it came up to my head, because I remember I saw him at state. It was my junior year, and we went because, you know, I love track. I want to go watch people run, and you got teams like La Vega there that are always there and stuff like that in the state of Texas.
Right.
And I saw him, and he ran a 44.74 or something in the mile relay. Was like 20 meters behind when he got the stick, caught up, beat him.
Wait, the White Lightning, or is that Matthew Bowen?
Matthew Bowen. Yeah.
Dude. I never ran. When I was at SFA, we didn't see Georgia at all.
Okay.
And then they didn't make it in the 4x4, so we for sure didn't see them.
Okay.
But we beat everybody else, but them.
Dude, I had to ask, because that kid, I remember I saw him, I was like, whoa. That's nuts.
Yeah. He pretty fast.
It was impressive, but
I actually was that the dude that on YouTube like last year or the year? Yeah. Holy smokes. Okay, now it's clicking in my mind. I'm like,
that's the expectation that I'm putting on our boy here, Paul. I want him to be on all over ESPN too. It's like that. I had to put it in his memory, so it's like when he walks in the next meet, I see him run like a 43.
Hey,
hey, Sooner Nation, you heard it here first.
Just be watching at Nationals, because we're gonna be there.
Oh, you know
There
I
you
will.
go. So Paul, I ask you, this is a cool question I try to ask our people, other than like when you're not, on the track and you're not practicing, competing, doing all that stuff, what are some of the things you like to do in your free time?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I play the game a lot. I play the game. If I'm not playing the game, I'm playing the game again. And then I'm eating.
There you
My
go.
free time, I don't leave the house because I'm always out the house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you need some R&R, a little relaxing time. Nothing wrong with that.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
chill with the dogs.
There you go.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I got an XL puppy and
Okay.
I have a standard pit bull.
Woo, man! I bet that's a chore. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a kennel before I got here.
Okay.
So yeah,
You just kind of let them run around now.
a little bit. Yeah, I
Little bit?
was.
Do they shed all over your track clothes and stuff? And like when you're running, like damn, like come on.
Oh no, I had a professional kennel, so I had like
Okay.
a little section blocked off just for them,
Yeah.
and it was like away from it was like in the backyard. It was away from the house.
That's awesome, man. Well, do you have anything that you wanna plug in the video? Kind of let Sooner Nation know your socials and everything like that. You got anything else going on that you want to shout out to anybody?
Nah, no shout outs, but you can put my Twitter handle and IG handle in there, and they'll find me.
I'll do that, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
Drew, you got anything left, man, that you want to ask Mr. Paul here?
No, man, it was exciting. I appreciate you. I know how busy you are, especially during the season here as track is conference and everything is gearing up. But man, we appreciate you coming on, giving Sooner Nation a little taste of your life and what you're about, and that way we can watch you, doing some big things on the track, and then one day we'll see you in the Olympics. I'm gonna go ahead and speak that right now. So
Yes, sir.
And I got my boy Paul Martin under me. Paul, we appreciate you for coming on, man, and Boomer Sooner, baby.
Yes, sir.
Drew,
Boomer
hurry up.
Sooner.
That's been everything for the Anything OU podcast and the Chris and Drew show. As always, we appreciate you for stopping by, Sooner Nation. We have enjoyed the love, and we appreciate you guys. Drew, you got anything you want to leave the people with?
hey, as always, go over, check out the YouTube page, hit like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Thank you so much for everything you do. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, go over AnythingOU, and then on IG, anything_OU. Thanks so much for what you do. And as always, Boomer.
Sooner!